Hey guys, before the video starts, I just want to let you know that all three of my books, Powerless Book 1 Potential, Powerless Book 2 Imagination, and Powerless Book 3 The Academy, are all on sale now at Amazon.com. If you want more, please message me on Instagram or Facebook, Powerlessbybr, and I can get a signed copy shipped out to you. Now, okay, next one. And I'm going to start this one off.
Good.
The girl that told me this topic, I laughed. So, in her mind, and I know there's a few women out there that do this, she says she thinks like a man. And I asked her, what does that consist of? And she says, oh, well, I like to have sex. You know, I don't really like to talk about my emotions and stuff like that and do this, and this. First of all, I don't know about y'all, but I'm 30. I don't really think about sex like that anymore. Like, I mean, that's not really a trait that comes with men. That's just a trait that comes with being horny, young and horny. I mean, as far as like your emotions and stuff like that, we've gotten a misconception where women feel like if I never, here's the thing about it. The sex thing, I hate the fact that I'm an advocate for women. You know, if you've known my books, I tried my best to write strong Black females and stuff like that. My thing is, if you like to fuck, just say you like to fuck. You don't have to say, well, I think I'm a man, or I feel like I'm a man, or something like that. You shouldn't have to justify wanting penis. You are a grown woman. If you are single and you're not cheating on anybody, this goes for men too. Fuck, do what you want to do. You shouldn't have to justify to another sex that you want to fuck or that you like to fuck. That's that. I hate the fact that women have to do that, not just Black women, women in general. And I think they've come up with that excuse. I think like a man or men can do it. Why can't I do it? You can. Don't bring us into it. You like dick. We like pussy. Some of us like dick. Some of us don't like pussy. It's sex. At the end of the day, do what makes you happy. Don't justify your sexuality. You don't have to. You shouldn't have to justify your sexuality to people as a woman. Now, for emotions, women are said to be emotional creatures. That's not true. Like, people can be emotional. People can be like not have emotions. The fact of the matter is, women are better perceived at having emotions than men. When you see the color pink, what gender do you think of? Women. When you see the color blue, what gender do you think of? Men. Those are all things that are classed with men and females. There are certain traits that are cherry picked for each one. I hate the fact that we have to do that, but I wish it was just people would just accept people as the individual that they are. So the fact is, you can't think like a man because there are no two men that think exactly the same. Like, I have brothers. I see us twins. Y'all are some of my best friends on this message right now. Like, I respect the fuck out of y'all. None of us think the same. We may have similar views on topics, but as far as if we went down every single thought in our head, I bet you we'd have more different than we have in common. Now, next, we're going to move this to Ferrante. How do you feel about women saying they can think like a man, or the term "I think like a man"?
Well, first of all, how would you ever know that if you ain't got the brain of a man? But with that being said, I'm gonna start off with the sex thing, and that's so irritating that women want to act like they have to be like a man to want to have sex. And I love science, and I'm like, I don't want to give nobody an existential crisis, but the one function that every animal on this earth is put on earth to do is reproduce. That is what we do. So why are you ashamed of doing that? You know what I'm saying? That is the one. if we are going to do nothing else, we are going to reproduce. Don't be ashamed of that shit. Don't put that on us. So, yeah, in fact, I honestly find it more attractive when a woman is open with that than when she tries to be coy. I've had many arguments with a woman before who was like, "Oh, I'm a woman. I have to be coy about my sex drive." You know, please. So no, I feel like I agree with you. Don't attach us to that, to the whole you want to have sex. You have to attach it to being like a guy. No. Emotions. Everybody has emotional issues, whether you admit it or not. Whether you admit it or not, everybody has some kind of emotional issue. So again, don't attach that to a man. I'm almost positive there are women on this earth who are worse at expressing emotions than any man could be, because it's just who they are. It's just how they were raised, is how the environment is cultured. So no, thinking like a man. No, you're not a man. You can't think like one. You'll never be able to think like one. I'm sorry. Just the way it is. Point blank period.
Okay. Adrian. Adrian.
My bad.
You good.
I'm gonna kind of go half and half with that, and I'm gonna tell you why. I've seen my mother do it, coming from a single mother. At times, she literally had to think like a man, you know. And this kind of goes to piggyback what we were talking about the last topic, of a woman raising a man child. I wouldn't say a woman could raise a man child. I will say that mother can give her son or sons the tools to survive. I'll say it like that. So in the aspect, yes, a woman can think like a man at times, but to say like the whole sex thing, no, you're a woman, you're it's nature. You have sex too, like you are here to reproduce, you know. But as far as having our mindset, I don't think women are. I'll say women. Some women are been built to handle our cognitive thinking. I'll just say it like that. You know, like we have that dominant way of thinking. Like, you know, the man is the provider of his family, but now we are in an age where it doesn't have to be like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? You bring two people come together, have a 2-income household, and I'm gonna go off topic a little bit with this in the subject. You know, for example, having a 2-income household, that's better than a man busting his ass to provide for everybody in that house when that woman can get off her ass and do the same thing. So the whole thinking like a man thing can at times, but in a dominant way, no, it can never happen. And that's just my opinion. And that's off experience.
Okay. Al.
Let's see. I first of all, I want to say that I don't dislike a lot of people. Like, I love everybody. I dislike Steve Harvey.
Yes.
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 My
man.
Let's my man. Let's get it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
All right.
Book was bullshit. I read that shit.
That they take that book, man, to heart, man. But that's besides the point. We ain't gonna give him no energy and stuff, man. There's some good positive energy we got going on here. So what I want to add to it is I always, like I said before, I always think about the why in the situation, and what, like, so we taking that and like why do women think like men, or why do they want to think like men, right?
Right.
So like through history, we remember the civil rights movement, the women's rights movement, everything or whatever, right? And we remember the Ronald Reagan, presidency and others that contributed to the destruction of the Black community. And part of that quote unquote plan and stuff or whatever that they wanted to accomplish was breaking up the black family. So a lot of fathers, a lot of our men and stuff like throughout, been throughout or still in the system or whatever, the jail system. So these leaving this that and result of that, that's leaving these mothers out here alone. And not only the jail system or whatever. I kind of freestyle it right now, but not only that, but the way the economy and stuff is set up. All these different factors that play into it, like poor eating habits and stuff that's taking the lives and stuff of our black men and stuff in the community or out the household or whatnot. These women have to adapt, just like any human being would. I don't think we should call it to think like a man. If we want to call it anything, we can call it to think like a white man. If we want to call it that or whatever like that, I'll be fine with that, because that's basically what it is. If you think like a white man, you can make it in this world. But like they had to take and adapt to the situation that happened. Like they couldn't just fall to the wayside and give up hope or anything like that. They had to carry on with that missing piece in the family was doing the whole time. So you had mothers out there working. Like my mother, like when we was younger, she worked 2-3 jobs at a time, man, just to get by. And that's when staying on Section 8 been free, and you had food stamps and all that stuff or whatever like that. And she had about 2-3 jobs and stuff trying to support us, making sure we good and everything like that. So she, in the midst of all that, she developed that think like a man attitude and stuff. Now, when it comes to sex and stuff, whoever like that, like everybody said, that's bogus. If, like Brenda said, if you like sex and everything like that, that's you and stuff, whoever like that. I think what it is, it comes down to the perception of what society thinks that a woman should be when it comes down to sex. It's a great documentary on Netflix called Explain, and they got a topic about women orgasm and stuff, whatever like that. I recommend everybody to go check that out. But it basically talks about how the woman's sexuality is based off of a man's perspective. So I kind of rambling a little bit, but the whole sex thing, with them saying like, I think like a man, so I'm gonna go out here and have sex with any and everybody and leave my emotions out of it and stuff. Like it's you just like sex. Just say that. Be honest with yourself first.
There's really nothing wrong with that. Like I
Yeah,
didn't bring that up to disparage the women that love sex. I just bring it up because I don't want them to feel, any woman that watches this, I don't want you to feel like you have to justify it. It's your vagina. It's literally connected to you. Do what the fuck you want with it. As long as you're not using it for evil, do what you have to do. Like,
exactly.
I mean,
evil going around.
That's what twisted
evil going around
right now.
But yeah, like you shouldn't have to be ashamed to live your life or scared. I mean, I know sex is a lot more of a commitment-based relationship for women due to the fact that if they get pregnant from it, they really can't do shit. They have an option to do something about it, but it's not an option a lot of them like to do. Whereas a man, learning from experience with my father figure, can just pull out and leave. They're left with the action of what they did. Just try your best to be safe. I mean, that's really all the advice, or not advice, like just what I can tell you. Do what you want to do. Just be safe about it. Jarrell, how do you feel about the topics of women saying they can think like a man, because we still got to hit Jarrell and Marcus, which is funny because Jarrell's character name in my book is Marcus.
Marcus.
That's what I'm like, I'm confused. Marcus me? Tell me twice. I don't understand. Let me say,
So speak up a little bit for me, man.
okay, can you hear me? Fine?
Yeah.
Okay. The question again, you say,
how do you feel about the topic of women saying they can think like a man?
you're just talking about the idea of what you think what a man would do. You don't actually know what a man is about. Just like I can't tell, just like a gay dude can't be a woman. You know, like they don't know what being a woman is about. They just gonna go with the image of what they think is feminine. You know what I'm saying? And they go act the way, you know, they want to. There's no way you can. Because you know, God gave you what you are, and this is the role you play in life, and I play the role as a man in life because he gave me two balls and you know, and so I know what it's like to be a man. So that's not what I think about. I don't. And even when I was young, like growing up, I didn't think about sex like that. Like not really much at all. When I came out of high school, I probably think about sex like, because I got in trouble a lot, Brandon. You remember when I was in high school?
Yeah.
I used to get in trouble, family issues, all that stuff. All that stuff occupied my time. So I didn't really think about sex until I was like 19 and lost my virginity. So like, I started about sex late. So even then, like women can't really, to me, because women can't really hold sex over me. Well, you can't have none for a week. Okay. And like, am I gonna die? Okay, I don't know. Shit. So it's like that's not my thing, bro. Like, I don't know. Did she say anything else? Was that the only thing she said that she thought what a man was like? I think like a man, that was her only reason.
I think like a man because I like sex and I don't like to show emotion.
That's a fucking lie, because I show my emotion all the time. You see it in this damn show. Okay.
I think we've all in this show have been showing our emotions because people think emotions are just sadness. You know, emotions can mean there's so many types of emotions mix and match. You know, it doesn't have to just be
angry, because they think men is angry all the time.
Yeah.
Just walk around here angry, which you just helping the white people put in a narrative that we're just aggressive. You're just walking around here angry looking. So, and also it falls into that. Then with the top of the sex part, you're falling into the category of how the world over sexualizes black men. You fall into that category. So I'm talking about, I want to have sex all the time. You know, you fall into that category now because black men don't always want to have
fun. Yeah.
You just fall into that. And the same thing for me is like saying like black women, like they over sexualize black women, they over sexualize the black women. So it's like you following up that shit, you just become more ignorant along with the world. So I don't really get that part, man. You want sex, you want sex. If you don't, you don't. Does not make you a man or a woman. It's your choice.
Okay. Marcus.
Yeah, I'm starting this off differently.
I want to ask you a follow-up topic to this too. As a well, you're not single, but as a father to your daughters, how would you raise them to be like a woman? So the first topic, and then I'm asking you that personally, because I want your opinion on that. I want to see your mindset on that. But go ahead with the first topic: women thinking like men.
Women thinking like men. There ain't no thinking like a man, because like you said, not every man thinks the same way. When women say that, they are referring to the strength and the dominance, and they want that power. You know, like some women like controlling men. That's just what it is, because they feel like men like controlling women. You know, like if you say you was a man that was back down on your luck, you know, you in and out of jail, you know, you got a kids by a lady, you know, but every time you get out of jail, you can chill at your girl house, you know. She make you mad, or you make her mad, I should say. You make her mad, what's she gonna tell you? Get out my house. Get out my house. Strength and dominance. That's kind of what that whole thinking like a man thinking about. Definitely fuck Steve Harvey, the stupid ass.
That's we stand on that united front.
Right. But that's kind of what I'm taking that about, you know, and the whole emotion thing, man. I wrote this paper a couple of weeks ago for my class, and it's called "How Emotions Can Alter Life." Just by you saying, I'm gonna think like a man, and I don't want to show emotions, you already showing emotions right there.
Amen.
So that's where I leave it. And they definitely over sexualize sex, like Jarrell was saying. But you know, that's the number one thing that, you know, media has spun out of control was sex sells, you know. Like when you had Lil' Kim dealing with Biggie and stuff, guess what she started doing? Exposing her body, having these explicit lyrics. The sex sells. You got Cardi B, the new Lil' Kim of, you know, 2020 area. Sex sells. You know, you never know if they really doing it, like they say in their raps and their songs and shit, but you know, they giving that perception to the other women, and now the other women want to follow up like Cardi B, which is now I'm gonna think like a man. I'm gonna go fuck anybody that I want to. So that's where I'm at on that topic.
I never forget that post I saw where it said Beyonce came out with single ladies and had y'all dancing in a circle while she went home to her husband. But Marcus, that next topic, your daughters. Let's forget for a fact that you're married. If you was a single father and you had full custody of your daughters, raising them, how would you, as Black women in this day and age?
I'll be honest with you, and I'm still doing it while I'm married now. I don't care what nobody say. I want my daughters to know what men want from them. I want them to know how to defend themselves from the type of men that we have walking this world, because we got too many pedophiles, too many sex traffickers. So we got go upstairs. Ain't nobody talking to you.
as he talks to one.
I know.
Get
right?
your ass back upstairs.
Upstairs. It's not a conversation. She ain't ready. She ain't ready. But I'm trying to instill in her the type of dudes that we got in the world. Like, I'm gonna be honest with her. We got dicks in the world. We got these asshole men in the world. We got good men in the world. We got men that actually want to do something, with their life. They don't want kids automatically. They want to work towards that goal. So it's going to be a whole lot of not jumping in relationships. Don't give them too much emotion, but give them enough that y'all can sustain a relationship. Ones that, you know, y'all can build a future. Y'all shouldn't be jumping into sex, you know. And that's kind of where I want them to be. One of these girls gonna be tomboys for sure, but both of them love just doing shit that ain't super girl shit all the time, girly shit as people say. They're just kids. They like having fun. We'll see what happens when they get older. But being a Black father, it is very important to be the Black man in your daughter's lives. Even if you ain't the full provider, it's important for you to be in your daughter's lives, because if you're not, the girl can fall into dealing with somebody that they shouldn't. Even if you are, the girl still can fall into that, but you can try to steer her into doing or making the correct decision for the right guy. I ain't gonna dig too deep with this one, but it's just the fact of you, even me. I just gotta be the man to teach my daughters to find a guy better than they daddy. You know, it ain't even about education, because you can have a good job just from your experience of life, you know. But I just want them to grow up knowing the type of dad that they have, which is the dad that's never going to give up on you. The type of dad that's going to show you what it means to fully love you, love, even though he's not with your mom, show your mom respect. You know, love and respect his wife that he's with, his mom. You know, just, and it's a whole lot of emotions that's going on in my house, right? A whole lot of emotions that's going on in my life, but I'm the type of dad that's gonna follow suit with these emotions. You know, if you cry, I'm gonna figure out what's wrong. Sometimes if it's some little punk ass shit, suck it up. But
I've seen him do it.
Straight like
I've seen
that.
him tell him.
Straight like that. But it's just, you just gotta be there. You gotta be present. Like, it was some shit I wasn't even paying attention to one day. It was like a day before I went to work, and we was helping my daughter clean her room. It was me and my wife, and I'm sitting here being supervisor, you know, sitting down because, you know, I make the mess, so you go clean up your own mess. And, you know, my wife came in there, and because my daughter, she didn't want to do it. My wife came in there, and she's like, "Hey, you know how many kids out here don't have their dad, and your dad is actually here spending time with you, trying to help you clean your room." And I'm just sitting back like, "God damn, I didn't even pay attention to that." But it's true. I know, even though my parents definitely split when I was 11. There was a period in time where call pops, "Hey pops, can you come pick us up?" Nah, he made some excuse. A period of time where, you know, he wasn't even living in the same city, but then he came back and made up for all that. I know there was one thing that he did that really pissed me off. I had a conversation with him, I want to say at least 6 years ago. When I was younger, he remarried. Um, he had a son and he had 2 twin daughters, and they wanted to go take family pictures, and I was with them. It was my weekend to be with them. I have an older brother and older sister, but they've been off doing their own thing. So when we went to take the family pictures, he told me I couldn't be in the pictures because I didn't have a blue shirt on. As a kid, I'm like, oh, well, you know, I understand. I ain't got the shirt on. But then growing up and reliving that shit, it's like, damn, this nigga ain't shit. Or did she not want me to be in the pictures? So later on, we were driving somewhere because, you know, later on, we started to have deeper conversations of things that was going on in his mind. He didn't remember that at all when I brought it back to his attention. He apologized for it. You know, he felt bad, you know. But I'm saying that to say, even though he wasn't there for me emotionally like I needed him to be, because, you know, I won't say just about all of us on here had at least that strong parent that, you know, told us to suck all our emotions up, suck all our tears up and shit. But he still was there. And that's what it's like. That's what it's going to be like with me and my daughters. I see how he wasn't there for my older sister, you know, so she lived her life the way she wanted to live it. But I want to be there for my girls to make sure that even if these punk ass niggas ain't got your back in the world, your daddy got your back. Your daddy always going to be here for you. Even after I die, I'm going to be here for you because I'm gonna leave some money somewhere for both of y'all. Because I don't even know about having no more kids right now. But I'm going to leave some money somewhere for both of y'all. If y'all fall bad on y'all luck, just know, boom, daddy left us some money.
$50 so you can see a better day. You leave $50 each till you can see a better day.
I know I'm getting off topic with it a little bit, but it's where I'm going with it is being a black man and a black father. You have to make very thoughtful decisions. I know a couple of weeks ago I had blue LED lights on the front of my truck. We got pulled over. My daughter wasn't with us. We got pulled over. And the officer was like, "Oh, well, it's improper lights." You know, of course I'm doing the smart thing. always have all my shit right there for him, so I ain't reaching for nothing when he comes to the truck. But that night could have gone bad because he was just trying to make a stop. He was just trying to bust my black ass doing something wrong. But guess what? White officer, I wasn't doing anything wrong. Fuck you. But that could have gone bad. And then seeing how you got this dude upstate, up all those states, he got shot and killed in front of all his, not killed, he got paralyzed in front of all his kids. But these officers out here killing people in front of their kids. It's just us. We just got to make the correct choices in the moments that we really need to. The moments that are so valuable to our lives. And that's why I am the way I am, because I'm super analytical. I always think about everything. I always throw scenarios in my head of how things can go bad before they even go that far. Like even now, I'm thinking about what would happen if, you know, as a daddy, I'm there for them, and then they still choose to go fuck with some punk ass nigga, and what I'll do from there. And as dad, you just gotta be supportive, but you gotta make sure that you're there to have their back in case, you know, you gotta go and bust this nigga ass. So that's where I'm at with that. I know that was a little monologue, but I'm getting ready for my acting classes.
I appreciated it, man. It was beautiful. All right. So last two topics, and these topics ain't really long.